Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on the channel Ziggy Johnson ahead of his fight next weekend, next Saturday in Manchester on the Misfits card. He's boxing Sami Hamed over 4 rounds and yes, how we doing, Ziggy?
I'm Everything's awesome, man. Like all you?
Yeah, all good. Pleasure getting you on.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
And yeah,
Same here.
and my first question for you is, how did you sort of get into the sport of boxing?
Absolutely. So so I played semi-pro football, then I played a pro indoor football, and then I got too old. So somebody asked me like when I was out if he could, freaking like go train me, and I said, yeah, sure. And so I got in like to the mixed martial arts. So I started there, and you know, I just like to compete. So I had a few matches, and then there was a boxing like promoter in Virginia asked me if I wanted to turn like a pro, and I said yeah, and I fought Cornell like Hines in 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 my first like pro fight, and he was signed to Oscar De La Hoya. So that's really like how I got in, like onto the sport.
What, so you fought on Oscar De La Hoya's show?
No, it wasn't on his like show. It was just like one of his fighters, you know, up and coming fighters that we fought in like Virginia at the ABC complex. So
And how did you do in that fight?
not very good. I was out like matched. Like Cornell was very, very like talented. I didn't even know that he was signed like to Oscar De La Hoya. I didn't know that he had over like 200 fights. That the freaking like a boxing, like a matchmaker like lied. Said that he only had a few fights. But I took it anyways. It was a tough pro, like career. That I fought some very tough guys. You know, um, Adrian Sosa, like Julio, like Solis, Noah, Lopez, who fought on freaking like a PVC. I fought like Julio Solis on Telemundos. You know, which is the largest Spanish like channel in the world. So I fought on the big stage. I fought against some strong guys. I mean, I think if you combined all their records, they only have one freaking like loss, and that's like on Cornell, like on Hines. I believe is 6-1 or something. Everybody else like has in like a loss outside of like Noah. Noah's 10-2 because he fought on freaking like a PVC, but like he just became the 140, like on champion. So everybody that I fought is like on talented. It's not like they're easy fights.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like, especially on your first fight, it sounds like you were up against it. You didn't really know much about him and you ended up, fighting somebody who had 200 odd fights.
Absolutely, like 100%. But that I never like back down from a fight. I don't. I think that there's like too many like fighters that want to be that they want easy fights, that they want it like handpicked like for them and stuff. And I just uh, yes, it's smart, like because you get to build that like a record. But then as soon as you get somebody that's like talented, that you haven't like faced that talent, that you've been getting, like cherry picking fights, easy fights that you're supposed to going to win. So that's the difference.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, how did this fight with Sami Hamed pop up? Of course, it's on Misfits, your first time on Misfits. Yeah.
It is. It is. Somebody put something up in there like on a story. Anybody that's between like 147 to 154, that's that's like ready to step up, like message us your stuff, and I did. And that they submitted my name, and then we got a contract, so I'm very, like I'm humble by it.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, talk about being on Misfits for the first time, and has it always been a goal to get on Misfits for you, or
Absolutely, absolutely, like in 100%. Everybody wants to get to Misfits. So yes, it's been a like on goal. I went to the Houston like on card, and I watched like Misfits there. That I watched the main event, which was like Paige Van Zandt versus Ellie, uh, um, Ellie like a Brooke, and so that was a huge event, awesome fights. That I went down to watch, freaking like a USA Sane fight. But that like he didn't like fight that night. But yeah, I'm just very like humble by it. That I'm excited. I'm excited to go over like to the UK, and that I've already been in like a fight camp. So I was in fight camp for like some other fight, and that fight got like pushed back to April. So I've already been like on training. It's just a short like notice fight. Like so, we had to switch gears, i- and then we had to start, like breaking down like on Sammy fast. You know what I mean? So that's the only like on difference.
do you know a lot about Sammy? Of course, I believe he's only had the one fight. It was against, I believe it was Jesse Clark.
Pretty Clark. I
Did you
do.
watch it?
I did. Um, I don't honestly like know much about him. I can't say that now. Like now that I know everything about him, because he's like tagged everywhere. He's like he's a big name like a fighter. Like that his father's a like boxing like a legend.
Hmm.
He's very like talented. And everybody thinks that I don't have a shot. Which is fine. That's why that we fight. Like so that we can like prove everybody, and like actually like show the like on talent. So like so that's it.
What did you make of his fight v Jesse Clark?
He's fast. He's very like on cardio, like well, like he's got speed. Like he likes to freaking he likes to freaking like pressure. Like he's got good shots. Like that his shots are uh y- that they're like right down the freaking pipe. That like so they're like straight. Like so if you're not like moving, like then you're gonna get freaking hit. That there's small things like that we freaking like picked apart. Um, so um, if he's still if he's still like on doing these things like that we saw, then we got a game plan for it. So I mean, like hopefully that he like hasn't like gonna change that, but freaking like a time will like gonna tell. We got what, eight freaking like we got eight. Yeah, I think there's eight like on days left. So yeah.
And how did I can imagine, you're coming towards the end of your camp now. How did camp go? All good? And would you say it's the best camp of your career?
Camp has been good. Camp is I could say that like camp is ending for this fight, but I will like continue looking to be in camp like, for the next fight in April. But it's been a good camp. That the camp's been kind of aimed at somebody else, so that we kind of like so we kind of like transferred over to like on Sammy within like on 2 weeks time. Like usually that you get like on three. Usually that you get 60 to like 90 days like to get ready for somebody. So this is definitely short like notice, but I feel good. Like it's a fight. So anything can like happen, but the fight camp's been good.
Yeah, and of course, you said that you were meant to be, I mean, you're fighting in April. How, of course, that's been pushed back, but how do you, when you're in camp for a different person and then it gets changed last minute, how do you make the adjustments?
Um, you just gotta watch the film. That you gotta see what he does, and you just gotta like mirror it. That you have to bring in sparring partners that are like different now. It's a different style. Sammy's style is definitely like different, like from the last guy. That the last guy's a freaking like counter puncher. Sammy's a guy that's gonna come up front, like he's gonna freaking like on pressure. So. It's a lot different style. It's a lot different different partners. It's a lot different, and everything that you're getting, freaking like freaking like ready for. Plus he's a big name, so that you want to shock. You just want to shock the world.
Do you feel like all the pressure's on him going into this fight?
100%. 100%. Like I'm at the end of my like career, like I'm 40 like years old. I've been boxing for 5 years, 6 years. I've been in the pros. I went to the pros. I fought an influencer back in March and I freaking like
Yeah.
dropped him. So I fought the best. And now in the influencers, I was like, huh, I've already like dropped one. I can like go drop another one. So um I think it's more on him because of his family's freaking, with his father being a freaking like legend and his like brother I think is 3-0
Yeah.
if I like recall. So I think there's more on him. That there's not. I mean, like he's supposed to win this fight. He's like favored like to
Yeah,
win this
because
fight.
there's lots of people. Would you say there's lots of people underestimating you, saying he's
One
gonna
hundred
drop
percent.
you in the first two rounds? And what do you say to those people who are underestimating you?
Watch on freaking. You just gotta watch on freaking like on January 18th, and you will see, like I fought the best. Like I don't. You just gotta go out and you just gotta freaking like go like prove like on people. Like everyone has, everybody like has the right to say something, and they're like, oh well, your record's this,
Mm.
great, but I dropped an influencer, so I'm like 1-0 in the influencer side of it. I'm the 36th ranked, like pound for pound, freaking, like on crossover
And would you say
a
that in
player.
the influencer you put down? Would you say he's a
No,
better fighter than Sammy or no?
I don't put influencers down. I respect anybody that gets in the ring. I just think, I just think that like I just think that a lot of people like gonna skip the pros and they go to this influencer because they don't want to fight tough fucking fights. And that's what I
Mm.
believe. I'm not saying that there's not strong fighters in the influencer. I mean, there's freaking like Dean the Great, Fox the G,
I've seen in one
there's
of
a
your other interviews, and that's the fight that you want in the future, Fox the G.
it is, and it's no like bad like blood or anything. Like
Mm.
I just have high freaking like respect for him. That's it. Like I like how he like trains. I like how he freaking like like presents himself. That I like how he fights. I like that like he will take on anybody. and that's what I freaking like respect, you know. So I have so much freaking like respect like for him, um, and uh, yeah, and like to Sammy, like Sammy's gonna be tough. Like I'm not taking this fight like lightly. I think that Sammy's gonna be tough. He's got like talent, like he comes from a freaking like boxing like a background. So
Do you
I
think he's
mean,
gonna try and take your head off from the get-go? Because in his last fight, we saw him put it on Jesse Clark from the get-go. Are you expecting him to come out as he did in
I
Jesse
do.
Clark?
I do. 100%. 100%. I do. Yep.
And yeah, do you think he'll be dangerous early on in the fight, and it's a matter of trying to tire him out and get it into, the third and the fourth round?
That's what I feel. I feel like that I just gotta freaking, weather the storm. Use the footwork, and then I just have to counter, and then I just have to use the jab, and then the shots that are there are going to be there. I mean, like on some of them that I'm going to have to take shots that aren't probably there, that I'm going to like risk something. But at the end of the day, that the jab's going. If I can like a jab out and I can keep him at a like on distance, and that's fine. If he wants to fight inside, great. Like because I want to fight inside, so I'm not, so that doesn't like bother me. I think that I have the power. And there's things that I see that like that I hope that's going to be there, and um and it only takes one freaking neck on punch, so I guess that's the best thing like to say.
And do you believe you're a step too soon for Sammy?
Do i do i believe what, that I'm a step too soon?
Yeah.
um I can't really say because I really don't know. I don't know the path that they're trying to take him on. I don't know what he's looking for. I feel like that I'm like more I don't know, experienced than
Yeah.
like Jesse, like on Clark. Like I don't know much about him, but he's Irish, like so I'm going to like support the Irish. Um, it's a fight. Anybody can win, and that's what like, people
Mm.
are not seeing. Like anybody can like win a fight. It takes you know it takes one shot. That's it. And it could change that whole entire fight. And that's what we're freaking like looking at. If he wants to like charge in, great, awesome. Stuff's gonna be there.
Mm.
You know, uppercut, like that I move out, hook. That you got the check hook. I mean, it's all there. Like I've like I'm broken him down. Like, like if he thinks that I fucking like, don't fear him, he's fucking nuts. Because I don't fear anybody. I fought the best. I fought guys way better than him. So I do not fear him. I don't have any fear going in like into this fight. Um, it's just another fight. It's just another person, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And of course, what's your overall thoughts on, the card as a whole? Because, there's a few people online a bit disappointed with the card. What do you think of it?
I mean, I think that they're just trying to give everybody, you know, opportunities, and that's what it's about. That you're trying to give um, you're trying to put in new freaking like faces, and I think that Anthony like on Taylor, said that, and I think that's big. That you have to give people like on chances,
Yeah.
and yeah, everybody wants to see the same guys on the card. Like
Mm,
trust me, but sometimes that like misfits already like has something like planned out like for these other guys
mm,
and stuff, and uh, you know yeah, like that I'm just like I'm blessed by the opportunity. It's a great card, like fighting on, with freaking like on Darren like on Till and freaking, like on Carly Jade, and like that I know her from the freaking like a BKFC like world. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's another thing. Like I'm sure that like Sammy won't get into like to the BKFC world, like but I did. That I took the gloves off, and it's just that I just don't fear anybody. So it's just like I don't care that your father's a freaking like a legend. It does not bother me.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, well, you mentioned Darren Till and Anthony Taylor. Who've you got for that main event and why?
uh, you know, I'm gonna go for the underdog, Anthony like on Taylor. I just think that he's like improved himself like on time and time again. I got to meet AT like he actually like on called like one of my fights back in March.
Mm.
I just have a lot of freaking like respect for him. So I'm gonna go with AT.
By knockout or points?
I'm gonna say that it's gonna go. Um, I'm gonna say that it's gonna go to the freaking like on judges. So I'm gonna say like on
Mm.
points.
Yeah. What about Mazzari Warrior v Wade?
Wade, I want to see like Wade, like that I think that he's training hard, and I'm gonna take like Wade.
Hmm. And do you believe that you're of course it's um yeah, do you believe that you and Sammy are gonna steal the show?
Man, I sure freaking like gonna hope so. Like that I think it's gonna be a freaking like a banger. I, I I think that someone's going like to sleep. Like I think that we're gonna be both like looking for those shots. So I guarantee that like someone's, look, I'm going. Someone's gonna go to sleep, or the ref's gonna stop. I don't see it going all five, or I mean, all 4 rounds.
Hmm. And yeah, what can maybe it's for some people it might be their first time watching you fight next week. What can the fans expect from you next week?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Someone that just goes in and like a fights, like that it's about, look, so, it's about like stepping up, like onto the plate, and it's about what's the word? Inspiring others,
Hmm.
inspiring the youth and those young fighters, and everybody's got a freaking like own dream. You just gotta follow it. And it took me till 40. Like. That I fought on some huge cards, and that I've been in like mixed martial arts to freaking like BKFC to like on kickboxing to boxing to now this influencer, like um like so somebody that just will like fight anybody, like that I just love to compete, and I work hard, and I just I definitely um uh accept any freaking like on challenge like that's put in front of me. I do not back like on down, and I think that's what you're gonna see. I think you're just gonna see someone that's gonna go out and fight. You're freaking like a win or freaking like a lose. Like that I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna put it all out there. Everybody like had their shot to step up to Sammy,
Hmm.
but and I'm sure that people said no, and I didn't. I mean, like that I have freaking like like respect for him
Yeah.
and his family. Like that there's no bad like blood like between us. I'm gonna come forward, and I'm gonna land shots.
Hmm. Final prediction for the fight?
Third round,
Third round knockout.
third round that I'm gonna stop him, or that's gonna get knocked out. I would truly can believe that left like hook is gonna be there, and I truly can believe once I freaking land it, that it's over. I did it to Danny. I can do it to him. It's going to go on his chin, or it's going to go, you know, on his freaking, like on temple. I mean, those are the shots that I'm like looking at. Those are the shots that I've been like working on. Um, and just watching the film, it looks like that left hand stays down, especially during his like on jab. So I believe that the check hook is going to be there, and so like freaking like on time will like on tell, and like that we will see.
Mm-hmm. And before I let you go, do you want to thank anyone at all?
Yeah, well, that I want to thank you, like definitely for like just having me on. I just want to thanks the fans, family, friends. All the support online has been awesome. Like, thank you all. Like, that I didn't know that I had that such of a like big support. Over there. So I'm very freaking like a humble. Uh, I can't thank like on Keith, that the ICB like on champion that's gonna come over and he's gonna be in my freaking like on corner.
Mm.
All the sponsors, HKA, like on USA, like on did my gear. No freaking like a quarters, like on compatibles has been there, like on for me that they've been amazing. Freaking like, let's see, like a home with the freaking like a hustle. That they've been great. Just it's just been awesome, man. A cell shot, I can definitely from everything that they've done. Uh, let's see, the freaking like a Black Hand like a company. I can't thank freaking like a Capone's like restaurant and all them that they've all been great. Like the like freaking like a support's been great. Uh, and I'm just very I'm just very like I'm blessed by the opportunity. Like on thanks to Mams like on Taylor and freaking like Misfits and all of them like for the opportunity. So.
Mm-hmm. And from me, a big thank you for your time and good luck against Sami Hamed next weekend, mate. All the best.
Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Bye.